Motor has no problems other than it burns oil. More gas, more gas. Good morning, hello, and welcome to Gearhead 704. I'm Matt, and for those of you that have been watching the channel for a while, you'll never guess where we are today. You'll have no idea. You will not believe that we are at Extreme Mustangs. Shocking, shocking, I know. But anyway, yeah, there's a good reason why I had the Mustang here today. You can see it over here. And for those that have been following the channel for a little while, you probably know I've been having an issue with the oil. We have been burning some oil, you know, not leaking, but burning. The smoke, I haven't really seen the smoke. You're supposed to see the smoke. I've seen a little bit of smoke, but you know, it hasn't been black or dark or super white. It's just, it seems like I can't even really explain it. You know, it's almost like when you're cold and you get that smoke outside when the car's cold, and then it kind of clears. So what we're going to do today is Scott, who rebuilt this motor, he rebuilt it, I want to say it's got like maybe 2,000 miles since the rebuild, maybe a little more. Anyway, Scott is going to check the compression. We're going to do a compression test and a leak down test today, and see if something is in fact wrong with the motor. And I'll tell you the good news about that is that if there is something wrong, Scott said that he did the rebuild, so he's going to take care of it. So if it has to be rebuilt for some reason, again, something didn't quite go right in the last rebuild, Scott's going to take care of that. Scott's the owner of Extreme Mustangs here. He's a good guy. You know, I don't have any problems with him. He helps out a lot. So I think it's pretty cool that Scott's going to, you know, see if it needs a rebuild or not. And if it does need a rebuild, it's going to be at his cost. Hopefully we won't need one. There's one other possibility, is that we didn't do anything with the heads. The heads that are on here, we just took them off and didn't really check and see if they needed some work, because the heads were basically only had 8,000 miles on them. So you wouldn't think the heads would need anything. But yeah, so maybe that's it. Maybe something in the valves are soaking up oil, I don't know. But yeah, that's what we're doing today. So let's get started.
205.
That's compression numbers?
Mm-hmm.
How many have you tested so far?
4.
Okay. And
all the plugs look good.
Yeah, there's no oil on the plugs, right?
Nope. Now, motors, until they get about 4,000 or 5,000 miles, you know, they burn more oil and everything too. You know what I mean? Because they're still kind of breaking in and everything.
Okay.
And all that stuff. So
what I'd like to do once we're done is maybe we can rev it up and you can watch the back and see if you see any kind of smoke coming out of it.
Oh, well, if it be burning oil, you'd see it on the plugs.
Okay.
We don't see it on the plugs anywhere.
Okay.
All the plugs are white.
Yeah.
They're clean.
They look good.
You know, I mean.
All right. It could be the heads too, though, right? When we talk about that, couldn't the heads be soaking up some of the oil somehow in the valves or something?
I'm not seeing anything on the spark plugs, you know what I mean? Which it...
You'd still see it there, you'd think.
Well, you think you'd see something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's in the valve guides, it gets down into the cylinders, I mean, which it'll burn it off through the... Yeah, and the combustion chamber where the spark plug goes into.
Okay, so it'd still go by the spark plug. Yeah. You're turning it over here, right? How do you know how far to turn it over like that? You just guess, or?
About 10 times,
okay.
To make sure, okay, because normally you can go. That one's 185. We're running this one again.
Okay, you got that plugged into the where the spark plug goes. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, it's up almost 205.
Yeah, 205.
Okay.
So I mean.
They should be anywhere from 190 to 205?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're marking them all down here, right?
Yep. That number, that's
number 4? Okay. So we got 2 left?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going to go back over the other ones that are lower, just to make sure that maybe I didn't go far enough.
Right. So you got all the plugs out already, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, well, I only saw the 4. They're all clean.
Yeah.
They're all super clean. Okay.
Yeah, dude.
All right.
All of them are clean.
Yep.
You know, I mean.
All right.
If we had low compression, dude, we freaking see it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean.
No, we still, this is just the compression test. What's the leak down like?
Well, what leak down is, leak down takes more time.
Mm-hmm.
With the leak down test, we got to put it on top of that cylinder on each cylinder, and then need to put pressure on each cylinder, and basically put air into it.
Yeah.
And if it's leaking anywhere, when I adjust the valve and everything, it'll show me if I'm losing air anywhere in that cylinder.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I mean, we could either be losing air. This normally tells us pretty much in the ring area.
Yeah.
I mean, the rings are holding.
No issues. Okay.
You know what I mean? So the leak down test will show us if we have any leakage anywhere else in the bottom end, the heads, the valves. I mean,
okay.
It'll show us if we have any leakage anywhere else in any of those cylinders.
Yeah. Just trying to figure out why I'm having to put oil in it, you know?
Yeah, I know. But it's still a fresh motor.
Yeah.
Another thing I've seen sometimes too with these Edelbrock intakes, sometimes these Edelbrock intakes don't seal correctly down there at the bottom.
Yeah.
And I've seen them suck, I've seen them suck oil from the bottom of the intake down there before too.
Oh, okay.
And I know with these intakes too, they don't have a PVC system.
Right.
Which is kind of funky. You know what I mean? You can you can possibly put a different intake on it and cure all your freaking problems.
Yeah.
Like 208.
Okay. Then we got 195, 190, 205, 205, 198, 205, 195, 208. You want to recheck the 190 one right there?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the lowest one.
All right.
And I'll just bump it over a little bit longer. So far we're good. You know
good.
What I mean? I don't see any issues.
Well, I mean, it runs good. It's not like I'm having any running issues.
Well, if you had a real bad issue,
yeah,
it wouldn't run as good as it does. You know, I mean, but it is still a fresh motor. I mean, I've seen some motors, take 6,000 miles to
really
completely seal up.
Okay.
205.
205, okay.
So I just wasn't doing it enough.
All right.
So, that's good.
All right.
So, you want to do the leak down, or what are you thinking? Is this one, but it's still clean, and it was a little bit crushed right there, you know.
Yeah.
But number 8 is one of the cylinders that that runs a little bit leaner.
Okay.
So that's why I thought about closing the gap on them a little bit more, because they are white.
Mm-hmm.
They aren't a tan color. They're white.
Yeah.
So it'd be good to get a tan color out of them. So I'm thinking maybe close the gap a little bit on them when we put them back in.
Okay.
They burning not clean. They're burning clean. So
let's go ahead and do the leak down on it since we're here. The PCV valve just keeps more oil in the system somehow, or?
Well, what it does is it helps to recirculate it so it doesn't get it's a crankcase system built into the intake, so it doesn't want to suck the oil back down in. See, this is the only crankcase system you have right here. Is this little filter to let it breathe and vent.
Yep.
So it's built into there, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So it actually keeps the oil down in the engine, so it doesn't want to suck it up into it.
Gotcha.
So,
that alone could be that you haven't used this intake on anybody else before, right?
This one was on the on the 95, but I had 2 filters on each side.
Oh, okay. It had one here and one on this side.
It was lower compression.
And it's lower compression. That could be my whole problem right there.
Yeah, because you got higher crankcase pressure, everything too, and all that stuff, you know, the higher compression and everything, you know, and if you were thinking about changing the heads, you could drop the compression. So if you want to add something later,
so I could do a supercharger.
You know, I mean, yeah, because you could get a set of heads, well, I mean, with a bigger combustion chamber to drop the compression down.
Right.
I mean, we could probably get you down to 9.5 to 1.
Yeah. Better than being 10 to 1 for supercharged applications.
Right.
What kind of numbers are we looking for on this?
Well, no more than like 20% leak down.
Okay.
You know, anything over that, you need to start getting worried.
Cylinder leakage tester. Okay, so we got 2 gauges. Oh, okay, the percent, the one on the right. Yeah, 15%. Okay. What's this one gauge for over here?
That's the pressure.
How much pressure? Okay. It's putting about 30 in. Okay. That's on number 2. All right. So you turn the motor over to
each cylinder.
Each cylinder. Okay. Does that basically mean that the piston's at the very top?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And all the valves are closed, everything, all that stuff, you know. So I mean.
Okay.
So what I have to do is I got to go through the firing order. 1, 3, 7, 2. So now I got to go to 6.
Okay.
I got to turn this over. See, that was 2. So now I got to come over here and go to number 6.
Okay.
I got to turn the motor over to number 6, and you can actually.
Yeah. How do you know? You just feel it, or?
Well, put your hand right there.
Yeah.
And you'll feel it.
It'll start pushing out air. Oh.
You feel it?
I thought I felt something already. Yeah. Maybe not. I don't feel it. Yeah. Yep.
Let me wait. We should be right about.
You can also tell by looking, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, this is number 6.
Yeah.
Right there.
It's amazing how you can spot that. I guess it's something you got to learn.
Yeah. So now.
But, yeah, I felt it here. That's cool. 14?
No, it's more like 12.
Oh, okay.
See, 15 is the other line.
Oh, it is. Oh, yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying.
So, we are good.
We're good. Leak down complete. Compression complete.
Compression.
Motor has no problems other than it burns oil. If I went with the PCV valve system, that would help a lot, right? Yeah. Okay.
Or we'd have to vent it even more to try to release it.
If we put an intake with a PCV valve system on it, that might still not help us, right? Because it still have the pressure, wouldn't it?
Well, no. We'll still keep that on.
We'll keep that on. Okay.
So that'll help to release it there, and it'll help to release it there.
Okay.
So it'll release it in 2 places.
All right. You're on Instagram.
Yeah, I mean, but
he follows one person. Can you guys guess who he follows? He followed me on Instagram. I appreciate it. I don't even know. How'd you know how to do that?
I think I clicked in it one day.
Okay.
And I clicked the follow button, and that's about it.
Yeah. Hey, if you're gonna follow anybody, I'm the best one. That's what I think, anyway. That's what I think. Or what's it got going? Guys, we thought we were about done, and we just noticed something. The Shepherds racing oil that we've been using, some of the oil actually here was synthetic, and Scott doesn't like to run synthetic in these cars because the synthetic just lets a lot of the oil get past the seals from what he's seen. So we're actually got an idea here real quick. We're going to change the oil again, and we're getting rid of all the synthetic oil, and we're just going to put regular Castrol oil in it that we're sure that doesn't have any synthetic properties. So that's actually the new plan. We're about to head to the auto parts store and do that. And maybe that's what's happening. Maybe it's the synthetic oil that somehow is getting past all the seals and just blowing out the back. I don't know. It's just an idea, but we're gonna try it real quick. All right, guys, so you saw we changed the oil just then. The leak down test looked good. The compression test looked good. And we're thinking that maybe it was the oil. Maybe that Schaefer's Rescue Oil, you know, had some synthetic in it, and that's why we're getting some leakage there, the oil. So hopefully this will take care of the oil burning issue. I just changed the oil again. Anyway, so we're all good on that. I'll keep you up to date on that. But if you enjoyed today's video, please hit the like button. If you are stopping in for the first time, please subscribe. And we'll see you next time on Gearhead 704.